Check. Okay, Jen's got us recording, and well, good morning, by the way. So we're long SOL right now. My challenge account, the 1K to 1 million that I need to step up, that I'm down in so far. And we're long with the machine trade, and I'm long in my personal accounts, but I'm thinking we're going to pull back here and then go. So the timing on the pullback, I'm thinking any time now, into 5:15 in the morning. So should pull back for about 2 hours and then rally into about 10:45. So I'm thinking a pull back into 141s and a rally into 148s, trading 144s. I was hoping to flip short reversal around 145.50. So that's the basic setup. So we'll see if we get a bit of upside here. If we do, I'll reverse 6 times short leverage and then 12 or so times long. And I'll probably ping, 2 or 3 or 4 entries to full size in terms of the challenge account. I mean, yeah. And then basically use mechanical or manual stops of some sort depending on price action. I don't like mechanical stops I know that it's wisdom for the most part, but when you're trading larger accounts and you get lots of wiggle room to algorithmically trade your way in and out of trades, normally, not always, they don't always go well. Anyway, over time, you if you have enough experience, you're typically up. Not all the time. Anyway, if you're learning or you have to deal with emotional intelligence and those kind of things, then mechanical stops, of course, are the right way to do it. And I'll use them sometimes if it's real risky. But if trade action gets haywire, I'll just stop myself out. For me, that's an automatic. If it's like, okay, something's happening, there's news or some kind of an event, or it's just killing me. Anyway, I'm hoping that we get a pop here. So I do have some timing on the fifth. This is a 15-second chart, and you can kind of ignore all the lines and stuff. But the verticals are timing now. Also, I've got some timing here that I'm working with the blues, and then the yellows on a larger time frame. But anyway, the blues, just basic symmetry around a target that pretty much hit. I had drawn that in some time ago, and anyway, point being is that I have some symmetry here, and I was hoping that, you see how the two candles here, I was hoping these two candles would have, so I might miss the short side. I might have to just wait until 5:15 or whatever for the long side. I'd rather not sit in the current longs I have through the pressure either. And then the other thing is we do have an algorithmic TL here that might serve as support. So the short side, I don't think, is the big opportunity here. I think it's the long. And I mean, if that TL, algorithmic TL, holds price, then it's, not going to be near the trade like it would. I guess I should draw that in too, eh? Nothing like more lines. 144s to 148s, $4. But, at 12 times leverage or 20 times leverage or whatever I decide at the moment. Yeah. We'll see how it goes here. By the way, Teo is at key support, bit sensor, the purple, and it's starting to bounce. Sorry for the messy charts, guys, but these are algorithmic charts. They're not classical charting. I know how to chart with simple lines and clean charts, but these are more like work pads. Anyway, this is daily SOL, so you can see how close we're getting to this algorithmic TL that's basically becoming classical. Yeah, there's a ping there, overshoot here, and that panic. That's pretty much classical TL now. The upper is a classical TL for sure now, except for the one jam upside. Anyway, so there's supports in various areas. The markets, of course, are waiting on pre-market action here, considering Nvidia's earnings yesterday. This is crude oil, which, by the way, I'm long in from yesterday a bit. We just chewed that up yesterday. I'll show you this. That was nice. This is what the software did. I traded along with it, of course. But it was, it bought a bit here, and then it was really buying into that low and then released it all. It still has a bit from up top over here. So it's, small position long. And here we are here today. Anyway, this has been quite nice. Again, lots of lines. I'm sorry, but when you're algorithmically trading, you're not just swinging once in and swinging once out. You're dot plotting. And the software was doing well in E-minis too. Short here in size. Covered some. I would expect probably in pre-market it's going to cover whatever it can in positioning. It might even flip long. I suspect today's going to be a pretty wild day. Ethereum and Bitcoin have had a few rough days, but they are on the bounce now. Anyway, these charts won't do you much good unless you've been part of the algorithmic story. This is Bitcoin here. We had this as a buy trigger. And we'll see. We'll see. Anyway, this daily on SOL is probably the best sort of general guide. So it's not easy shorting here. Like this is the 15-second, this is the 15-minute. Not an easy trade because if you look at the daily, it's closer to this support than it is this resistance, right? So at this point, it's, moderately advantage bulls, at least on the daily time frame algorithmically. But I'm probably going to try it here. So I'm just going to move these arrows over here so I can see price action. And the other thing too on the 15, the 200 MA is coming in. That's the pink. And typically, if price is anywhere near it, it's going to act like a magnet for a test. But so the short side I have to be careful with. I'm not too concerned about the long side. I think the long side I'll get. This is a 1 hour algorithmic model, and price basically followed it. It hasn't gone into the lower possibilities here, but it sure could today. We'll see what happens. So I'm just going to turn the mic off, and we're going to watch and see if I can get this short. If not, then it's going to be just a matter of 5:15, 5:30 kind of thing for the long. And if it doesn't come back at all, I'm already long. And that would kind of suck. But, I mean, I think I'm flat on the trade at about... It's been an awful trade for me. It's one of my worst. This is a small challenge account. I do have that excuse. Anyway, I think my average is like 148 or something. I was tweeting about the coming machine world, and the problem is, like, we have so many accounts. Like, it's not like we just have 3 or 4. It's it's close to getting into the hundreds. Anyway, that's what I was on about here, because we're not the only ones that do this, right? We're actually a small operator in comparison, but right here when I was talking about the AI replicators, it's a very real thing. Okay, so I'll just shut the mic off and watch price action here for a bit. And if it doesn't come together, what I'll do is I'll just leave the trading room running today. And I might shut down the recorder here and there because the videos can get so big. But anyway, let's see what happens here. Oh, by the way, the last thing I guess is, so we do have timing on the 15-second. So it hit, it peaked early. So then what we typically do is algorithmically we'll put a bit of symmetry possibility in there. So I'm just going to extend this over and like this. So because this timing was no good, I'm hoping that it double tops right here is the point. That's kind of an indication that I'm on the right track. If it double tops, this isn't a very big structure, so take it lightly. But if it bottoms here, then it's probably going north. If it tops here, it's probably going south. Probably. It's hard to say. Here's an example. We'll see. Okay, we'll see how this goes here. Looks like they might hit the mark. Now we're already long, so I'm not worried about them blowing over top and taking off. But I am worried about reversing and then them taking off. So on the challenge account, I'm 28 SOL long right now. On my personal accounts, significantly more. And I'm at 6 times. So if I short here, it'd be at 6 times. And then my long, I want 12-ish. I still got an open order. $137. What's my trigger? 141. So they almost got there. So the symmetry it's in play for sure. It's just they pinged this one a little shy and a little late. This one a little early and a little bit shy. Now they're down here. So I'm hoping they come back up into here. You see this here? It's a super technical because I'm not too concerned about getting the short. If I take it, I want to make sure I don't fuck it up. You know, if they just drop here, then I get my long ad at the bottom. Not as good, but possible bottom. Anyway, so it'd be nice for them to get somewhere like in this timing here at 417. Get somewhere close. But they might just let it go here before. Yeah. So I've got a buy order in at 137, but my real symmetry comes in at, you see this mark here? Well, actually it comes in lower, doesn't it? It comes in at 140.60. And they're up here. You just can't see it because of these arrows here. So maybe we'll get this pop here, right there. Definitely far from bullish. So hopefully my strategy is right here. I wasn't too concerned. If I was really concerned about getting that short, I would have taken bites up in here. It's the long I really want. You know, that could be 140s to 148s, $8. Yeah, see, they're coming back here for symmetry. So we have symmetry there. And then we have symmetry here, which is this one here. and then it's bye-bye. Yeah, and it's bye-bye. No, so far they're failing at the 15. I mean, at the 200 MA on the 15-second. It's 15-second. I mean, you can't give it a lot of weight, but it's still there. And trade is super thin. That's a whole other problem. It wasn't so bad in here. Not great. I mean, on the short here. But anyway, we'll see. Now the long side comes in at, on the 15-minute candle, comes in at 5:15. So, and they would probably bring it in quite early. Like if it actually drops, it should be fairly vicious here. And it's 4:15 now. So I hope I've explained that right. My main concern is flipping short and then them taking off on me. Like even a dollar candle would hurt. But really, I should do it here because even if they spiked, they would probably come back here. There they are. Just a little early. I'm watching. I haven't done anything. And again, I'm already long, right? So I'm not really concerned. And the software is not firing. It's been quiet for hours. So I'll get myself ready here. So on that challenge account, I have short 30. I'm holding 28 long. So, I mean, I could go 40, I guess. I think at 6 times, it's about 40 that I got as a max. So they're coming perfectly into symmetry here. So thin. I hate trading thin markets. Hate it. Okay, so I'm short. No, I'm not. I closed, but really? It's the order history. Hold on a second here. That's the problem. Some of these dashboards are new for me. Okay, now I am short. So I won't give it much room. How do I do that? So that was 6 times at 29 SOL. 144.99. And the other counts a lot more. Now you see this target here. They're going to come back for that. And they could blow me out when they do. We'll see. So I see where I closed that. Sorry, guys, I'm thinking out loud here. I'm learning these live, if you can believe that. We're testing a bunch of different platforms. Okay, I think I know what I'm doing. Yeah. Just having a hard time finding the leverage on this one here. That's why I see it now. Okay. Wow, some of these are really hammered down. That's VWAP just below, by the way. Okay, what I did was I just closed 5. That gives me a little bit of slippage. So what was that? 144.41. Oh, no, that wasn't 20. It was 29. Too many buttons. Okay, so the short was here. And that was 29. The cover for my slippage was 5. Now, if they blow me out, I'm going to have to reverse long again here. See, it makes me nervous. They're coming in, I think, late. I eyed that up. I didn't measure it. In thin markets, it's never going to be exact anyway. In general terms, that's where it is. I also want to watch the trajectory line. Anyway, this is all algorithmic. We're going to cover it in, well, we cover it all, of course, in our primary boot camp at compoundtrading.com. That's an ongoing series. It's about $4,000, I think, 3 or 4,000. And then there's a 2-dayer coming up in a week and a half. That's $250. And you find that at epiccryptoapes.com. The main one you find at compoundtrading.com. Or just email Jen, and her email is compoundtradingofficial@gmail.com. And we cover algorithmic trading. I use classical technical analysis too. It's just, we use both. So where's my panic button here on this platform? See, that's a problem. Oh, there it is. Okay. It's like being in a race car and you don't know where you don't know where your controls are. Like, it's kind of retarded. And then my leverage. Oh yeah, I remember now. I know where they are. Okay, I got my basic controls together here. Wow, small clan in the room today. Mind you, we started at what, 3 o'clock in the morning? Find it very strange trading without a glass of wine in my hand and a coffee. I got the coffee. I don't trade drunk, but I definitely trade with a glass of wine. red. I started that way with my mentor, a billionaire. Well, actually, I don't think he was at that time. And anyway, um, he always had a glass of red wine, and it just became a habit. Once in a while, we'd get a little drunk, but nothing serious. So you see, if they ping this now, they're real late. So I'd have to close. But I've got my slippage in place, so I'd probably be okay. That 5 cover down here, it wasn't a lot, but that's it's a bit. 145 to, well, that's 60 cents, something. No, normally on a chart like this, I'd give it about $1 for my stop, depending price action. The problem is it's super thin right now, and the Brits are coming online here, hey? So, I mean, anything's possible, especially after those earnings yesterday. So I'm going to be a little bit shy to the short side. It's the long side I want. Yeah. Here comes some volume too. A little bit anyway. Oh, well, I'm recording it so our tribe can review it later. Mind you, they know how to do all this. Most of you. We only have maybe, like, we've got just over 100 in compound trading, and I don't know what there is in crypto apes, and then our private clients. And then there's a few bridges out there. So we got 300 or 400 traders, I guess. Looks like it's going to go long. It'll probably go long and fail. In other words, death by 1,000 cuts if I kept trying to hit it. So I would just reverse long and hold on the way down and then really hammer it at the bottom. Mind you, on some of these accounts, I'm pretty big short. I wasn't really thinking through that, but that's okay. I got fairly good control here. The price action isn't crazy, so it's thin though. I was worried about back here when I was watching the price action. I was like, like that. What is that? 144.84 to 30 cents. A flash. Not the friendliest. It's okay if it's doing it all the time, like every 15 seconds all the way through, but random is not good. Yeah, it looks like they're just going to coil and then go up here. And then the buggers will probably fail. And so this measurement here, here they come. I won't even worry about that measurement. It's really just a level anyway. I mean, if this was a nice, clean setup and a clean trade, I'd handle it different. But so above that, above here is close it out. And then I'd have to come back and put the longs back on, but I'll close the accounts first, and then come back. I want to hold it and just keep hammering it short, but I just, yeah. See, it's this white TL here that bothers me. Algorithmic. It's on a 15-minute too. Now they're going to get a God candle. Kaboom. Joking. Kind of. I was expect. Here it comes. Some kind of a pop here. Because it's algorithmic resistance. Machines know where it is. See, look at that. Damn. So I'll let it go the first pop. If it gets follow through, then I'll close it. So that's what I mean by price action. That's why I don't like to use mechanical stops unless I have to. Because sometimes you get the pop, right? The machines are taken out. The programs that are on the short side. And then it comes right back down. In this instance, it's not humans, it's machines. This is all algorithmic, right? So the humans wouldn't even know what that was unless they were algorithmic traders of some sort. Or for some reason in classical technical analysis, it lined up. Just drop it, boys. No. So at minimum, I'm going to be able to show you how I manually stop here. So I'm looking for the pop-up and then follow through or not. If they get 2 or 3 pops, that sucks. And you never know how big. So there's kind of a pop, right? Not what I was thinking. Now it's back down. Now we see if they get some follow through. A lot of traders will call that stop hunting, but that's, I mean, that is part of the competition between the machine teams. Is partially true. I get just not in the way that most normies, I guess you could call them, would envision it. So it's riding the 20 MA. And so that's moderately bullish for the test. And it just dropped it. It's thin. Really thin. $200 MA support. Orange is your opening line on VWAP at 8 o'clock. So at 8 o'clock, we do the opening lines, VWAP, upper Bollinger, lower Bollinger on the 15-second. Machines use them. Machines trade real tight. I mean, they're down on the 5-second. What was I looking for here? Oh, yeah. Let's see what front is trading at. It's off my monitor here. So if they drop, they didn't. If they drop it here, and then they test the resistance of that VWAP opening line, they'll probably drop for a while. But they on that 15-minute, they have some support there. That diagonal white TL. It's fairly serious support. So this is a bit of a risky trade. That's why I'm not going to give it much room either. But had I got it, I would have felt quite good about it. I guess if nothing else, there's a few teaching. We have some learning traders in Epic Crypto Waves. So there's some. Okay. Just front's not on my board here for some reason. Right there. That's the rebranding, eh? Self-chain, I think is what it's going to be called. So hopefully this finishes soon here. So just to review, price gets up over, I'll close the accounts, I'll restart the longs. I think I can remember what they all were. And then I'll probably make them a little bigger than they were. And then if price loses where I flip long, I won't worry about it because I've got a big trigger at the bottom that I'll hammer down on, and I'll use that as a hard stop area. I mean, I could take the long and then use this as a hard stop area too, you know, short below, long above. I think we see a fairly good rally today. I was hoping to see that spike down. I was thinking, when I was thinking through my trades for the day last night, oh, here we go. I was thinking it would make sense to test some recent lows, get some energy going. But perhaps not. E-minis are flat. I'm really impressed with the software there. By the way, if you want to check out our 5 tokenized projects, go to aliensuite.net. They're small, privacy by default tokenization projects that the price of the token reflects. We're the treasury, right? So they're not traded. Reflects the machine learning software's success or otherwise. So we've got Bitcoin, Solana, Ethereum, E-minis, so the S&P E-minis, and crude oil. Crude oil is the one that we have been developing for 8 years. We have a total of 29, but 5 we tokenized, and we haven't shown the others publicly. Crude oil was the big. So one thing, like if you're short, you have to be careful with when there's supposed to be a drop algorithmically and they flatline like this, it typically means they're just skipping over the bump, like a speed bump. But you have to consider your timing, right? So algorithmically, we have everything marked out in time. Now, I think I marked that right, yeah. So as of there, they should be going up. Ish, you know. So the fact that they're not dropping. Because typically if they're going to drop, it's elevator down typically, and typically early, right? So it would start to drop somewhere in here at latest, and then kaboom, and then, you know, test and usually double bottom around the timing, and then take off. And that's the upside target. So I'm less and less, the further they go along flat, I'm less and less confident in the short. Doesn't mean it won't work. It's just, especially in this instrument of the ones that we work with algorithmically, if they're skipping over a speed bump, watch out. Well, that's not the right terminology, but if they flatline like this, and I kind of want a decision here because I'd like to stop the video. I don't want it to get too big. Okay, this arrow down here should be green. I haven't slept yet, so there's my excuse. Oops, that's the text. Should be white. The arrow should be green. Okay, so at the point that I say I'm flipping, I'll just shut the mic off while I get that organized on all the different accounts, and then I'll come back. And again, if there's somebody in the room, if there's anybody in the room that doesn't know what I'm doing here, if I do flip here, I'm just going to leave it flipped even if it comes back on me. Yeah. There's your pop. Now if they get follow through, that's the concern. We're probably going to get it. Still thin. Ooh. Somebody left the program. That would freak me out a little bit if I was sitting long right there. Like if I wanted to have a nice tight stop, manually speaking, I wouldn't really know what to do there. That was ugly for the order flow that's here right now. That was not good. That was a fairly large sell order relative, and that's a follow through right there. So that's interesting. Now, algorithmically or symmetrically, I haven't done the measurements here on the 15-second because they're divergent now. I know that by looking left there when I did. They're just trying to skip over the down here. And they probably will. It's just somebody left town there. So on the 15, well, let's take a quick look here. 15-minute. They're sitting on the 100 MA. I'll move this over. Basically a pivot candle. 144.78. 144. 78, right where the 200 MA is. This might give them enough energy to get back up here. At this point, it would be very unusual for them to tag the target at the bottom. They still have time, but the probabilities of me getting my way are diminishing by the 15-second candle here. But I thought I'd try it because, you know, the setup was there. It wasn't prime, but okay, here they come. Yeah, they got some volume this time. Progressive volume. Algorithmically here in order flow. Interesting. Our software is still sitting. It's been on idle since, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 yesterday afternoon, 3. I don't even remember. Okay, here they come. This will probably do it. Yep. That's funny. This could turn into a simple channel trade. I don't think I would do it anyway. I would probably just flip long and leave it. And if it fails, hammer my trigger at the bottom. But there is a channel sitting up there. Which poses a problem for me because now do I close the short at the horizontal or do I close the short at the top? See, they bought that channel bottom even before it hit the bottom. Buggers. Kind of thought they might do this. You see the problem, eh? So do you close here or do you close there? And do you give it some slippage? You know, and they're quickly getting, see, this is where they'll probably blow through right away any second here. They're quickly getting, well, no, that's where they tried. Or 2 or more meet, sure enough. Huh. Now, where's timing? Yeah, we're getting really close to timing, so I'm in trouble for sure. Timing's at 5:45. So normally when I take a trade, I'll take a little piece off. I'll plan for that in advance for this scenario. Sometimes I won't get the whole slippage paid for, but I hate the idea of death by 1,000 cuts. More so because we trade larger accounts usually, right? So 900 plots. Like we don't even get stressed in those trades until we're plus 450 contracts. Then the game gets real, but it's different than this. It's a totally different game. And in that, most of our gains come from when we're riding 450 to 900, because that's where we're banging big. Like once our software is in the 400 to 500 range, then it's usually just starting to bang big supports or resistance in size, right? 100 plus at any given time, and it'll stop on those ads or even the whole amount or reverse. It gets quite exciting. Now, if you have messy markets, we've had some pretty wild markets. It can make that challenging. And then in that drawdown, so I was looking at specifically the Apes auto trader accounts, the one that I've seen a report on, and the fills must have been awful. A lot of the, like when crypto was dumping there, a lot of the accounts had a hard time getting fills. It really affected, obviously, because I was looking at some charting last night. I mean, some of them were great because they got the fills. But anyway, even in those scenarios where it has that challenge, I mean, even the Empire exchanges, brokers, a lot of them had problems. My personal accounts, I actually got pretty lucky. So we had that dump, and since then, it's been a little bit funky, to say the least. But that account I seen last night from the Crypto Apes, I want to audit that really closely and take a look at what happened there. Just haven't had a moment. We have a very small team, and I'm really hands-on. I like to be a part of whatever I can. Anyway, those audits, I get involved in those because that's a part of considerable risk management. So it's the whys after that. And how to mitigate it in the future. The software will be fine, like it'll backfill any of that anyway, but the software makes most of its money when markets are calm, just normal. When markets get divergent, depending on the situation, like where it dumps, and if it can't get fills, then it can be challenged for sure. But it always backfills and off it goes again. Wow, this is super boring, isn't it? So 5:44 is our timing. It's 4:50. No, it's 5 o'clock. We're going to stop out here anyway. Buggers. Couldn't just give me one, eh? Just to be stubborn, I'm going to let it go to that upper channel resistance here and see what happens. It's not much of a paper cut, as long as they don't take off on me. Buggers. You see that? That's what it looks like. These are machines. These are not humans. Yeah, buggers. Wow. Die. Oh, you buggers. I'm going to try and force it. So it looks like about a 20-cent paper cut if they get up over it right now. There they go. Okay, that's done. Now I got to get them back on long. That was pretty smooth. Oh no, that wasn't. Okay. That's nasty. This poor challenge account. Like, it's too bad. I mean, I'm not trying to make excuses, but my personal accounts are doing fine with it. Just they're bigger, more flexibility. Okay, well, I'm 30 long here, so I added one. I'm still at no, I'm 28 long at 6 times leverage. I was just thinking on the on that challenge account, I may just close out and wait for this to get more predictable. Incredible. See, this is a good example. No, with that challenge account, I get a little bit stressed because there's no room for error, right? The other counts, it's no big deal. But I mean, either way, we've got timing freaking soon. So what I'll do, pardon me, is I better tell Clan here that I reversed. I'll stop the video, but I'll leave the room going. And then if it does dump, I'll I'll change the leverage on the long side back up, and I'll add significant. Like I'll change leverage to 12 to 20 times, somewhere in there, depending on price action, probably closer to 20. And then on my, look at that. They may not come back. So the thing about these timings, so this is algorithmic, and I'm not going to explain it right now, but what I will tell you is if they happen to be rallying into that time, that's probably the near-term top. That's the way things are algorithmically. I don't think they're going to. I think they're going to dump, and I think I'm going to get that trade. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop the video because I want to be able to get that recording out to our tribe. And then if I come back and start executing, I'll restart the video, but I'll leave the room running for you guys. And you can go ahead and chat all you like. Yeah, let's do that. Peace and love. See you in a while.